All right, now I'd like to bring in my very special guest, newly committed, newly married, newly locked in for life, Mr. Kaylin Moore, Oaks Christian, 3-star defensive back, committed to Colorado. Kaylin, welcome to the show. How you doing?
Thank you for having me.
No doubt about it, man. So it's a big day for you, not only for you, but probably for your family. But you just committed to Colorado. You dropped your commitment video, which was pretty cool, by the way. Tell me, how are you feeling right now that you're committed, now that the recruiting process is over for you?
It's definitely a weight off my shoulders. I feel very relieved and excited. Unfortunately, because of everything that's going on, I can't get out there. But I am excited that I am a part of Colorado.
Yee yee. We'll talk a little about yee yee down the road on this show, but you know, Colorado is a great place. Boulder's a beautiful town. If you've never been, it's a college town. The people are great, and the program is on the rise. Absolutely. With new head coach Karl Durell. Let's talk a little bit about why you chose to be a Colorado Buffalo.
All right. Basically, I got offered by them. I want to say a couple months ago, and I've been keeping in contact with Coach Meat a lot. Like, he checks in almost every day, and then I had my virtual visit, I want to say 2 weeks ago, and that really like turned a lot of stuff around. They had like almost the whole coaching staff on there, and it really made me feel like I was part of the family and made me feel like at home.
Being at home, having that feeling of family and being at home is important in recruiting. And when you look forward to your time getting out to Colorado, what can you expect when you first step down in the state of Colorado and you're a Buffalo? What do you expect?
I expect, hopefully everybody's excited. I expect a lot of support because that's what they've been showing me up till now. And yeah, that's all I can hope for. So
choosing Colorado, I know it was a big decision. I know your family's excited, but let's talk about how you got to this point. What other schools were you interested in? Knowing that the pandemic hit and you weren't able to take trips, what was the criteria you used to pick the school of your choice?
3 schools that were like at the top of my list besides Colorado was Cal, Oregon State, and Boise State. And it was a pretty tough decision because I have a good relationship with all 3 of those schools. They've all been straight up and cool with me. So it was definitely a tough decision. But in the end, it was like that's just where I felt it was the best fit for me. And it also helped that I went to Colorado. I've already been there. I've been on campus before. It definitely was a plus. And yeah, that just felt like that was the best. This is the time for me to go to Colorado.
Well, listen, that's always, familiarity is always important whenever you're making a big time decision. But let's go back when it all started for you. When did you actually fall in love with the game of football?
I fell in love, I want to say 8th grade. 8th grade was my first year of tackle football. I played flag until 8th because my mom didn't want me playing tackle. So yeah, I actually played soccer until 8th grade. I started playing tackle. My dad let me get out there and show what I could do. I had a good year in there. Carson Colts.
Hey.
Yeah. And then freshman year, I played for Oaks Christian. I played more receiver though. And then sophomore year is when I really got on the field as DB and fell in love with the defensive back position.
Well, as soon as you mention your Carson Colt, I know there's a certain lineage that comes along with being a Carson Colt. I'm one of the original Carson Colts, grew up in Victoria Park, so I know what it is from the jump. So it's great to see another Colt in the building, making new waves and creating the life he wants for himself. But let's talk a little bit about when you first started playing. What position did you play? Were you a little apprehensive at first because it's the first time you kind of put on equipment? How'd that feel? What was that like?
It was definitely different. Not what I expected. I played all receiver too back then. It was like a different adjustment, like getting your arms up with the pads and the helmet and everything. But it was exciting. So
no question about it. So you get to Oaks Christian, you have a really good junior year. You're a turnover machine. You got your hands on the football. You're making a lot of plays. When did that confidence level take off for you at Oaks Christian to be able to be as confident as you were making plays on the big stage?
I want to say midway through sophomore year. I started like I want to say like the 6th game of sophomore year, and that's when I really got my confidence because I played well up till then, but when I really started like never coming off the field is when I really started getting my confidence.
No question about it. Oaks Christian, a very popular program here in Southern California. A lot of big-time players came from it, namely 5-star Kayvon Thibodeau, who's at the University of Oregon now, is a freshman All-American. How has playing at Oaks Christian prepared you for the next level?
I think it definitely prepares me not just for football, but academically as well. It's a really tough school for all the academically. So, but in terms of the schedule, we have a really tough schedule every single year. So that definitely helps, and I feel like I'll be ready.
You talk a little bit about you guys' schedule. You play a lot of the heavyweights out here in Southern California, but you got a big-time coach. Head coach Charlie Collins is the man at the helm. He's leading a great program. Talk to me a little bit about the impact that he's had on you and your development, not only as a player, but as a young man.
Oh, he's definitely had a big impact. I've known him for, I want to say, 4 or 5 years now. He's known my dad for a long time, though. I want to say like more than 20 years. They have a really good relationship. So right when I got to Oaks Christian, I jumped on board with him, and he's been working on my craft ever since. All the receiver stuff, the footwork, all that kind of stuff. He's been helping me, and he definitely had a big impact.
No question about it. He's a great coach. He does a great job developing players and people. Let's move along a little bit. Let's talk about, where you see yourself in that defensive back room in Colorado. Where do you fit in that DB room?
You're talking about like corner, safety, nickel.
Corner, safety, nickel, depth chart wise. Where do you fit?
I think I'll jump in at nickel, most likely. But I feel like as time goes on, I'll go to my natural corner position because I can play all around, but I feel like corner is where I feel the most comfortable. And I think I can make a big impact right there.
What's the most important attribute for you to have coming in early playing as a nickel in Colorado's defensive scheme?
Really just I feel like my IQ on defense, I feel like I'm really smart. The decisions I make, when to take risks, when not to take risks, and just overall athleticism.
What has that defensive group or at least the defensive coaches at CU talked to you about in terms of how they want to use you at nickel? Are they talking about you just being a man-to-man guy, or because of your IQ, can you also be a zone dropper? Can you also be a blitzer? Can you also set the edge in the run game?
Yeah, it's a little bit of everything because they like how I cover well, and they love how I can come up and make a tackle. Those are the two big things.
Absolutely. Love your aggressive play from your junior tape. There's no question about it. One thing that stood out to me, though, was you're a ball magnet. I love guys who can turn over the football. Those guys are difference makers on the defensive side because you're not always going to stop the offense. But what you can do is turn them over and get the ball back for your own offense. What goes through your mind when that ball is in the air and you're trying to go make a play? What flashes in your mind?
I think what has to go through everybody's mind is it has to be my ball at the end of the day. 50-50, not 50-50. Has to be your ball at the end of the day if it's in the air and it's near you. So.
No question about it. Your time in Colorado is going to be important for many reasons, but probably the most important reason is for you to go get your college degree as a young black man. What do you plan on studying? What do you plan on majoring once you get to Boulder?
I haven't made my decision 100% yet, but most likely business. I definitely want to stay involved with sports, though. Even if I don't make it to the NFL, which is my end goal, but if that doesn't happen, I would love to stay involved in football some way, somehow.
There's a very smart man once told me, make sure the NFL is your plan B, right? And that means, hey, if the NFL works out, that's great. That was your plan B, but your plan A is your degree. What do you want to do with a business degree? Do you have a type of business you want to start? I know you want to stay inside of sports. Do you have something that's at the front of your mind or a thought or a vision that you may have with your business degree that you can put to use?
As of right now, I don't really have anything. I haven't really thought of anything, but I've been thinking about doing something with my friend. I'll keep that on the low right now, but I've definitely thought about it. So.
Okay, let's talk a little bit more about your high school years. You play for Premium Sports. I want to make sure I show them some love. I know they've been somewhat instrumental in your development, just in terms of competition and opportunity. Talk to me a little bit about your experience at Premium Sports LA and how they've helped you along with your developmental process.
Of course, yeah. I'm actually not the biggest 7-on-7 dude. I wasn't really like looking out and play 7-on-7.
Good. Mm-hmm.
When Premium asked me to go along, I was like, I'll try it out, everything. And they actually had a way bigger impact than I thought. It was definitely one of the best decisions I made. Coach Fig definitely helped me out. All the getting better as a player, helping get recruited by colleges, everything. So.
No question about it. Let's move along. The University of Colorado plays in the Pac-12, and we know right now they're an ascending program. They got a new head coach. You guys have a new head coach in Carl Durell. What do you know about Coach Durell, and what do you like about him?
I know that he wants to win. I know he likes to stay connected to his players. And what I liked about him was when we talk on the phone all the time and the virtual visit. He's a really down-to-earth person. He'll keep it straight up with you at all times. He's not going to lie to you just to get you there. You know, he's going to not just going to tell you everything you want to hear. He's going to tell you what it really is. And that's what I admire most.
At the college level, you spend very little time with your head coach. Though he is the leader of the program, you spend most of your time with your position coach and the strength and conditioning coach. Your position coach looks like it's going to be Demetrius Martin, who's somebody I know really well. What made you feel like Colorado was the place, and more specifically, you wanted Demetrius Martin to be able to coach you? Mm-hmm. Why put that trust in him?
I think we put trust in each other. He's a very good recruiter. He would never let off the gas. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. He showed he wanted me at all times. And I know who he's gotten out of, you know what I'm saying? He's gotten out of college. He's gotten to the NFL. He's someone who you definitely want to be coached by. And, yeah.
He's definitely a proven recruiter, and he's definitely done a good job developing talent. Guys like Darnay Holmes and others have gone on to the NFL, and he had a big hand in their development. Let's move along. In terms of the future, I want to talk a little bit about where you see yourself in 5 years, considering this is your last year of high school coming up. I don't know if you're planning on playing or not, graduating early or not. You can kind of fill us in. But where do you see yourself in 5 years from now?
I am going to play this year, as long as we have a season, of course. But as far as that goes, I will be playing. And in 5 years, hopefully I'll be in the draft. And that's the main goal for me.
Is there a particular team that you like in the NFL, a particular team that you would want to play for?
If I could choose, I'd want to stay in LA. I'd want to, after going to Colorado, I'd want to come back to LA, come back home, see what I could do. But as long as I make it, it really doesn't matter to me.
No question. I always like to end up talking about the people who have influenced you the most. You talked a little bit about your dad earlier. I want to make sure I show your parents some love. Talk to me about the impact that they have had on your life.
Well, my mom, she makes all the sacrifices for me. Drives me to practice, takes me to practice, gives up her whole life basically for me. And I can't thank her enough for that. And then on my dad's side, he is just probably, I wouldn't be here without him because of all the training he's done for me, how he's developed me in the last few years. He's actually the defensive coordinator for Oak, so that helps too. But yeah, he's definitely helped with my coming as a DB.
I know a lot of your teammates are excited. I know your coaches are excited. We got a comment in our comment section. Kayvon Thibodeau reached out and said, "My boy, congratulations." If there's something that you would like to say to Buffalo Nation, right? Buff Nation, Those are all the fans, all the supporters, all the alumni at the University of Colorado. If you had one message that you'd like to send to them right now, what would that message be?
I gotta think about that one. Really just get ready to win, because when I'm there, we'll be winning games, and that's the one thing I can promise you. I'm a winner.
No doubt about that. Ladies and gentlemen, Kaylin Moore, 3-star defensive backs out of Westlake Village, Oaks Christian High School here. 5-Star Friday, transparent truth. Kaylin, I appreciate you. Good luck. Congratulations and be well, okay?
Thank you. I appreciate you for having me.
No doubt about it. Ladies and gentlemen, Kaylin Moore, 3-star commit, University of Colorado. Transparent truth. Coach Keith, 5-Star Friday.